Hey man, say man, what's happening YouTube? Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Dolphin. We back with another one. So with this one right here, this stupid motherfucker right here, rapper kills his mama for the insurance money, and apparently my man gets assaulted in prison for the same exact thing. So I ain't never heard no shit like this, man. You feel me? Motherfucker killed his mama just for some rap money. That's crazy work. So what we gonna do without further ado, we're gonna go get into this video. We're gonna see what the story is behind this, bro. You feel me? Young QC.
Stuff in these streets, people rely on me. They rely on me.
Boy,
You
your
thought
ass
I,
don't even,
you,
your
you
ass don't
thought
even
I
sound
knew
believable.
or planned that I was gonna be taking care of my brothers and sisters? I'm the reward. This life I built for you is the reward. You know what? You can leave.
It was a case so disturbing, so deeply personal, that it stunned not just Chicago, but the entire nation. All for a silly reason: a young man killed his own mother, and fate came knocking for him very fast. A rising rapper, known for flaunting his wealth on social media, became infamous not for his music, but for something much darker. In a story that defied comprehension, people struggled to understand the cruelty, but that was only the beginning. What unfolded in the years after his arrest would only deepen the public's shock. Because long after his conviction, after the trial ended and the cameras turned off, prison reports would reveal that Wilson was assaulted behind bars, targeted by other inmates in ways that left even correctional officers disturbed. This is the case of Wilson, a rapper who went from flexing in music videos to serving a 99-year prison sentence.
I'm QC, I'm ballin', and I'm rich, hold up. Doors on the car, go up. See a bad bitch like skirt, hold up. Take her to my home, kiss her on her neck.
I'm not gonna lie, chat. If they didn't send that man to jail for killing his mama, they definitely gotta send his ass to jail for making this song. Cause what in the hell is he talking about, gang? Like, what is he talking about, gang? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Yeah, fuck that. They should lock his ass up. Just off
Get
the
her
music.
out her thong, but not until she's. I know she would.
Hey, real spill, bro. Before they did this, bro, did anybody check to see if this man was like mentally challenged or like mentally ill? Because like, I'm picking up on something. I don't think Buddy got everything up top. Y'all understand me? I don't think he's screwed in too tight.
This what's wrong with me.
This tragic story unfolded in the bustling city of Chicago, Illinois, in the United States. It pulses with life, known for its striking lakefront skyline, rich jazz and blues heritage, and a deep cultural pride that runs through every neighborhood. Its people are resilient and diverse, tough yet warm, and their sense of identity is rooted in generations of history, hustle, and hometown loyalty. But in 2012, beneath the surface of its vibrant streets, the city struggled with a troubling wave of violent crime that cast a shadow over its communities. Kwame Wilson, born in the early 1990s, was in his early 20s when he started pursuing a music career. Going by the name Young QC, he used
Nah, gang, we can't claim him. He's not an original 90s baby. Y'all got to take that back. Because 90 baby, we don't condone no fuckery. No, take him out.
YouTube and social media to promote his songs and flashy lifestyle. But behind the glitz, there was a hunger for more. More fame, more money, more attention. And it was that hunger, prosecutors would later argue, that led him down a chilling path. It all began with Yolanda Holmes. Yolanda wasn't just Wilson's mother. She was his everything, his provider, his protector, his biggest supporter. By all accounts, Yolanda did everything she could to give her son a better life. She was a single mother raising her only child on the north side of Chicago in the uptown neighborhood.
Mimi did not get in the water.
Don't tell the people.
Oh.
Okay, mama with the Chanel frames on.
A hairstylist by profession, Yolanda worked hard to ensure Wilson never went without. She helped him find work, supported his ambitions, and even gifted him a Ford Mustang, customized to his taste, complete with luxury upgrades. To the outside world, Yolanda was a loving mother. To those closest to her, she was generous, selfless, and fiercely devoted to her son. She had no idea that the very person she loved most would one day become the architect of her death. On September 1, 2012, Yolanda Holmes went to bed inside her apartment
Yo, gang, how can you kill your mom if she gave you everything?
in Chicago's Uptown neighborhood. At around 4:15 a.m., a man named Eugene Spencer entered the building. He didn't break in. He had been let in by Wilson's then-girlfriend, who drove him to the apartment and gave him access. Inside, Yolanda was sleeping in her bed, completely unaware of what was about to happen. Eugene made his way through the quiet apartment and walked directly into the bedroom where Yolanda lay. He raised his weapon and fired. Yolanda was shot while asleep, caught in one of the most vulnerable states a person can be in. But the violence didn't stop there. Moments later, her boyfriend, who had also been in the apartment, rushed in after hearing the gunshot. A physical struggle broke out. Eugene attacked him and knocked him unconscious, leaving the man lying on the floor, badly injured. Then, Eugene received a mysterious call from his client. The person on the other end of the phone gave a clear and cold instruction. Eugene was told to make sure Yolanda was dead. Following that command, Eugene returned to the bedroom, where Yolanda was already gravely wounded. But he had to be thorough. He stabbed her to ensure she would not survive. The act was not just brutal, it was deliberate. On the morning of September 2, 2012, police in Chicago responded to a call from an apartment building in the Uptown area. When first responders arrived at the apartment, the scene was horrific. Yolanda Holmes had suffered fatal gunshot and stab wounds. Yolanda was pronounced dead shortly after. She was 45 years old. Her boyfriend, though still alive, was unconscious and badly injured from the assault. It was clear to the police that this was not a random home invasion. There was no forced entry, nothing had been stolen, and the level of violence pointed to something far more personal. What they couldn't have known, at least not yet, was just how deeply personal it really was. Officers began their investigation by interviewing neighbors, collecting surveillance footage, and preserving any forensic evidence found at the scene. Soon, they had their first breakthrough. One of their first leads came from the statements of Yolanda's boyfriend, who regained consciousness after the attack. Though he couldn't identify the assailant, his recollection of the struggle painted a timeline. He told investigators the attacker had entered quietly and had one goal. He had targeted Yolanda directly and left with a purpose. That's when detectives started looking closer at Yolanda's life, her routine, her associates, and most importantly, her relationships. The focus eventually turned to her only child, 23-year-old Wilson. At first, there was no direct evidence tying Wilson to the crime, but something about his behavior didn't sit right with detectives. While family and friends mourned, Wilson seemed detached. He was still uploading YouTube videos, still posting on social media, and still flexing money in public. For a young man whose mother had just been murdered, there was little sign.
That he's sweet. I can't say that word, but y'all see what he doing. My boy Big Sweet. He been sweet. And he killed his mama for insurance money. Boy, they whatever they did to him in prison, they deserve to do to him.
Sign of grief. Investigators began looking into his finances, and that's when the red flags really started to emerge. In the weeks following Yolanda's murder, Wilson accessed his mother's accounts and withdrew large sums of money. Nearly $70,000, 0 cents, disappeared from her savings. Bank records showed him using the funds for customizations on his Mustang, high-end shopping sprees, and excessive cash withdrawals. One viral video even showed him handing out money to strangers on the street, tossing bills into a cheering crowd.
Goofy.
Yeah, man. About to go get this $1,000 out for the fans, man. Really, I'm gonna take out $20,000, man.
just to show people, you feel me, I'm on a whole different level with this, man. I ain't, I take this serious, man. So you can't put me in the same category as the others.
Goofy. Straight goofy. These are the type of motherfuckers I'm scared of, gang, because they feel like money make them famous, money make them popping, money make them cool. Money don't do none of that shit but bring out the extra lane that your ass been before you even got bread. On God.
You feel me, man? I don't play no games. You feel me? I don't play no games, man. I do this for real, bro. I don't got no problem with giving back, man. I'm the only one out here with a show that's actually giving back, you feel me? And I got proof to show it, you feel me? Shout out to this fan I'm finna go slide on, man. I'm finna take care of you.
Oh, I want it, man. Oh. How you flexing your mama insurance money, boy? You didn't earn that, boy. You got your mama whacked in you, boy.
That same video, later shown in court, became a symbol of how quickly he had monetized his mother's death. But it was the digital trail, texts, calls, and transactions that ultimately unraveled the truth. Detectives subpoenaed Wilson's phone records. What they found was damning. In the days before Yolanda was killed, Wilson had been in contact with a man named Eugene Spencer. Eugene, 22 at the time, had a history of criminal behavior and was known to law enforcement. The frequency and timing of the calls raised alarms. Investigators also discovered that Wilson's girlfriend had given Eugene a ride to Yolanda's apartment on the night of the murder. It was enough to bring Eugene in for questioning. Under interrogation, Eugene admitted to being at the scene. He told investigators that he had entered the apartment, shot Yolanda while she slept, and attacked her boyfriend during the commotion. But what shocked detectives most was Spencer's explanation for why he was there. He claimed Wilson had hired him. He said Wilson promised him money in exchange for killing his mother. Eugene even alleged that during the act, Wilson called to make sure the job was done, telling him to return and confirm she was dead. Detectives now had motive, confession, and a timeline that lined up, so they moved in. On December 20, 2013, over a year after the crime, Wilson was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, attempted murder, and home invasion. Eugene Spencer was charged alongside him. The news of Wilson's arrest stunned the community.
I ain't gonna say I knew him, but I was like, you know who Chris the Cornbread is, right? Mm-hmm. Like Bob again, Cornbread. Yeah. Him and Chris was on the Reawakening, and the dude, his mama was too. But Chris went and he did his own show, and that's what I was on. It was called All About Chris, and he had the nigga around, and when he was coming around, he was like, flashy gang, like with the cars that with the doors up and shit, like. And he was like, you could tell he had some bread, so I was low key like motivated and wanted to hang around them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted their age. But yeah, I felt like I had to touch on the situation because like, damn, bro, like I was around dude, not knowing like that's how he got his money, like, and I wanted to like be around him. Like now I'm glad I wasn't around him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Some couldn't believe it. Others said they had always felt something was off about him. His lack of emotion at the funeral, his flashy behavior after Yolanda's death. And now, prosecutors were calling him the mastermind behind one of the most cold-blooded crimes in recent memory. Then the police revealed his motive. Police revealed that Wilson had been the sole beneficiary of his mother's life insurance policy. He also had access to her bank accounts and used them freely after her death.
This what's wrong with me.
He didn't just inherit money, he looted it, and investigators argued that he planned the killing specifically to access those funds. In press briefings, officials called it an act of greed. They described how Yolanda had supported her son emotionally, financially, and personally, giving him everything from money to career support. But to Wilson, it still wasn't enough. According to prosecutors, he wanted it all. He wanted
I don't know if this is AI or not, but y'all already know what I'm about to say about this picture. Just look at dog. You see what I'm saying? Like, just look at dog. Dog don't look like he need to be in no rap competition. Dog look like he about to start. Dog look like he about to start voguing. I'm just saying, gang. Like, I'm just saying. So when he got to jail, if he went to prison looking like this, I'm already knowing what happened to dog.
fame, power, and
I'm already
money,
knowing what happened
and
to
he
him.
was willing to trade his mother's life to get it. The investigation also turned up more shocking details.
That's wild.
Forensic evidence added further weight to the case. Investigators found physical evidence linking Spencer to the crime scene. They also uncovered security footage placing Wilson and his girlfriend in key locations before and after the murder. Witness testimony from friends and family members.
Like, come on, gang. Like, I ain't gonna hold y'all, bro. Like, listen, bro. Like, what kind of pictures? Who be taking these pictures for this man, bro? Who be taking this man pictures? Cause he done had some real questionable pictures pop up throughout this whole damn documentary, bro. For him to, what kind of rapper is he, bro? He must be like a Sweet and Low or something.
Described Wilson's strange behavior in the days following his mother's death, including his apparent lack of grief and his sudden spending spree. The prosecution now had a timeline, a motive, digital records, and a cooperating accomplice. Everything pointed back to one conclusion. Yolanda Holmes didn't die in a robbery gone wrong. She died in a calculated hit set up by the very son she raised. With both suspects in custody, the case moved toward trial. But what the public didn't yet know was that this wasn't the end of Wilson's story. Behind bars, as he awaited judgment, new chapters were already unfolding. Chapters filled with violence, revenge, and humiliation. The same man who had orchestrated the murder of his own mother was now becoming a target himself. And the justice system wasn't done with him yet. As Wilson sat in the defendant's chair in a Cook County courtroom, the evidence against him painted a devastating picture. For prosecutors, this wasn't just a murder. It was the ultimate betrayal. A son who had been given everything by his mother, only to turn around and orchestrate her death. In March 2019, after
All right, gang. Listen. Where are y'all getting these pictures from? Cause why did each one of these pictures? Why, bro? Like, these boys got sister locks, gang. Like, come on, bro. Like, something ain't right. Who sketched this? What AI figure drew this up? Because why's the man in them hair looking like this? Why?
After years of preparation and mounting evidence, both Wilson and Eugene Spencer went to trial. The charges included first-degree murder, attempted murder, and home invasion.
I tell you what, gang. If you ever gonna do dirt out here, make sure you do that shit by yourself, because they gonna tell on your ass. Niggas is gonna tell on you, gang.
Filled with media, community members, and Yolanda Holmes' loved ones. Every detail of the plot was dissected before the jury. From the bank withdrawals and surveillance videos to the chilling call Spencer claimed he received mid-murder, urging him to ensure Yolanda was truly dead. Prosecutors presented the YouTube video of Wilson throwing wads of cash into the air for his so-called fans, a visual metaphor for what they described as his obsession with fame and material wealth. They recounted how Yolanda had spoiled her son with gifts, including a Mustang, designer clothes, and a job, yet he still wanted more. More money, more attention, more status. And for that, she paid with her life. They argued that Wilson's motive wasn't just financial, it was rooted in narcissism and entitlement. He didn't just want to be successful, he wanted to be seen as a star. And if that meant sacrificing the person who gave him everything, he was willing to do it. The defense struggled to counter the mountain of evidence. Spencer's own statements pointed directly to Wilson as the mastermind. Forensic evidence supported the timeline. The digital trail confirmed premeditation, and the jury was left to consider what kind of person would set in motion such a gruesome and personal crime. On March 8, 2019, the verdict was delivered. Both men were found guilty on all counts, and then came sentencing. In January 2020, Judge Stanley Sachs addressed the court and the defendants. He didn't hold back. He reminded everyone that Yolanda Holmes had done everything for her son. She gave him love, opportunity, and financial support, and in return, she was betrayed in the most violent and unforgivable way.
See, my mama wouldn't have had that shit, because my mama scared the hell out of me growing up. I ain't gonna lie to you. She had struck the fear of God in me. You see what I'm saying? I would have never even thought about raising a finger. I didn't think about raising my voice to my mama. You understand me? Because I knew if I raised my voice to my mama, then I would be raising my hand up to see God. You see what I'm saying? And I did. I love my life. I wasn't trying to get executed that early. I don't know, bro. That only child syndrome shit is crazy. Where the fuck was his daddy at, bro? Like, what the hell?
Then she delivered a crushing sentence. Judge Sachs sentenced Wilson to 99 years in prison. Eugene Spencer received 100 years. The message was clear. This was not only a crime against a person, but a crime against family, trust, and the most sacred bond between a parent and child.
Facts.
In the courtroom that day, Wilson showed little visible emotion. He slouched in his chair and only nodded as the sentence was handed down. When given the opportunity to speak, he said very little, only claiming that no one had loved his mother more than him. But to the people in that room, those words rang hollow. The public response to the case was one of disbelief and outrage. How could someone murder the person who gave them life and then flaunt the rewards like a prize? In Chicago's uptown neighborhood, where Yolanda had lived and worked as a hairstylist, her absence was deeply felt. She wasn't just another name in the headlines, she had been a beloved member of the community. Her clients remembered her as kind, driven, and stylish. Neighbors spoke of her generosity. Friends called her a devoted mother. Her funeral, held just days after her death in 2012, was attended by many who didn't yet know the dark truth behind her murder. Some noticed that Wilson didn't sit near the front, that he spent most of the service outside, detached from the rest of the mourners. Over the years, family members and loved ones
Now, I ain't gonna hold you with that piece of evidence right there, gang. I can't completely say that's true, because everybody deals with death different. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't go. I remember when my pops passed away, bro. You feel me? Like I couldn't look inside the casket. You see what I'm saying? I could sit by it, but I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to actually look inside of it. So you know what I'm saying? It's a little different. By him being outside, that wouldn't have been a direct like, oh, is that in the case? Nah, some people don't know how to handle that. Then you got to think about it. That's your mother, the person who gave you life. But we all know that that's not the case here. But I just had to put that out there.
continued to express their sorrow, not just for Yolanda's loss, but for the fact that it came at the hands of her only child. Her cousin, who had once seen Wilson as struggling with grief, would later say that the betrayal cut deeper than any headline could express. And for Wilson, life behind bars has been anything but quiet. By 2015, just a few years into his pretrial detention at Cook County Jail, he was already facing the harsh realities of incarceration. That year, an incident occurred that made headlines and sparked further concern about his safety within the facility. According to official records, Wilson was assaulted during a confrontation on Tier 3G. The incident began when another inmate unexpectedly approached him while he was standing near the phones. Without prior warning or provocation, the man removed the top half of his jail-issued uniform and assumed a combative stance. Wilson initially appeared confused, unsure if the man was serious, but the situation escalated quickly. The attacker threw a punch, triggering a brief fight between the two men. A third inmate attempted to break it up, and for a moment, it seemed like the conflict was over. But just seconds later, the same inmate returned, and this time, the violence intensified. Wilson was cornered again and struck repeatedly. In the chaos, he tried to hold off his attacker until corrections officers arrived to regain control of the tier. Later reports revealed that the attack didn't end with just fists.
The 14th of September 2015, Sergeant Contreras is interviewing an inmate involved in a 1010 on Tier 3G. What's your name?
Carlene Wilson.
What's your ID number?
2013 1224 144.
What happened on 3G?
I was standing by the phones, and then that guy, I don't know him. I don't know where he came from. I don't know who he is. He got off the table and took his shirt off. Unbuttoned his jumpsuit and stepped to me and just got in like fighting position. I thought he was playing. I didn't know if he was for real or what. I don't know him. I never seen him before. And then he got real close. And then he swung, and then fight happened. The fight occurred, and then the guy tried to stop it. The other guy tried to stop it, and then it stopped. And then I was looking away. Then next thing I know, when I turned around, he came back up again and tried to swing on me again. And then I just held him until y'all came, and then that's it.
14th September 2015, Sergeant Contreras interviewing an inmate involved in a 1010 on Tier 3G. What's your name?
Mac Williams.
What's your ID number?
2015-02-20187.
What happened upstairs on 3G?
Had an altercation with a young man. Stepped to me, asked me did I want to fight him. I approached him with my fist. He continued to fight, and another guy came in behind me. Other than that, I don't know what happened.
That it?
Yeah.
According to documents that circulated online, Wilson had been assaulted in the shower area and allegedly stabbed multiple times. Details surrounding the incident were difficult to confirm in full due to privacy and security policies within the jail system, but sources close to the facility indicated that he had sustained significant injuries and required medical attention. Despite the brutality of the assault, Wilson survived. The incident immediately drew speculation. Some believed that the nature of his crime, having his own mother murdered, had made him a target in custody. In the jail system, certain crimes are viewed with extreme disdain, and matricide ranks among the most reviled. Others speculated that his brief notoriety as young QC and his history of flaunting wealth may have made him a lightning rod for violence. The betrayal of a mother by her son is one of the most disturbing crimes a community can process. And in the case of Wilson, the fallout continues to echo. His pursuit of fame came at the ultimate cost. And now he is serving a nearly century-long sentence with no chance of freedom. This case wasn't about gang violence. It wasn't about drugs or street feuds. It was about greed, about ego, about a distorted sense of entitlement that turned a young man against the person who gave him everything. Yolanda Holmes didn't die in a robbery gone wrong. She died in a calculated act of betrayal, carried out by someone she trusted unconditionally. It's a haunting reminder that evil doesn't always come from strangers. Sometimes it grows in silence, inside homes, inside families, hidden beneath the surface. Yolanda Holmes gave her son everything. She tried to keep him away from the streets, away from his father's violent legacy, but ultimately, her kindness and trust were exploited. We owe it to her, to every mother like her, to remember this story. Sometimes justice comes not just in a courtroom, but in the stories we refuse.
See, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's why it's very important, gang, for like fathers to be involved in their kids' lives, man. Like that can make a big difference, gang. That can make a big, big difference, man. How y'all feel about that shit, you two? This man killed his mom for her insurance money so he can pursue his rap career, even though she was already helping him and doing things of that nature to help him push his rap career, which was weak as fuck, I might add. I'm just going to come out and say it. If nobody else want to say it, I'm going to say it. Boy, bars were weak as fuck. He won't making it out the hood. Not with that shit, he won't. You see what I'm saying? Like, I take that back. He probably would have made it out the hood because your music could be so bad that it's good. Let that sink in. You know what I'm saying? I'm going nowhere. Let that sink in. I know that went over a lot of y'all heads, but he's just trash. That's it. But to kill your mama, man, that's crazy as work, bro. But listen, y'all let me know how y'all feel about it in the comment section, man. Before we get up out of here, make sure y'all hit the like button, comment, subscribe, turn that post notification bell so y'all get all in every reaction video when I get ready to drop. I also just set up my Discord channel, so if y'all want to tap into the Discord, it's gonna be down in the description box as well. Have y'all seen some other weird, crazy videos that y'all like to see me react to? Make sure y'all definitely drop the link to that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that shit crazy, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section, bro. You feel me? Do y'all think bro deserved everything he got? Let me know. But we out.